please stand and share with me the pledge allegiance to the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. The timing was a little bit wrong on that, but that's all right. Okay, moving on to the council meeting today. I'd like to welcome everybody that's watching over television, and of course our city council members are spread out over the phone on the conference call, and so we'll proceed the best we can here. Could I call a roll call, Bev?
Nelson?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yep.
Donlin?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Mayor, let me just interject here again. This is Mike Murphy. Just like last meeting, please introduce yourself prior to speaking so we know who's making the motions. Please introduce yourself if you want to have discussion. And then we are also going to do roll calls on all matters again today. Thank you.
Thank you. Who was that talking? Mike Murphy.
Okay, moving on. The first thing on the agenda today is we've got a hearing, and it has to do with the number well 14 and the sanitary extension project. At its April 7th, 2020 meeting, the council set this as the date and time to hear public comments on plans, specifications, form of contract, estimated cost of the well 14 and sanitary sewer extension project. The project involves a construction of well number 14 on lot 7 in the Mars Industrial Park South Addition, and install a raw water main and sewer main along Rake Avenue. At this time, I'm going to open up the hearing and ask for any written or oral objections or comments to the project or to adopting plans or specifications, the form of the contract, and the estimated costs. I will once again keep the hearing open and ask if there's any oral objections or comments to the project or to adopting plans and specifications. Hearing none, I'm going to declare the hearing closed. Administration recommends the approval by the council of the following schedule. The bid letting, May 12, 2020 at 10 a.m. Award to contract, May 19th, 2020. And the completion date of the raw water and sanitary sewer is set for May 1st, 2021. And then well number 14 is set completion for July 1st, 2021. The financial impact of this project is estimated at $2,333,000. At this time, I'll endorse any questions, or if anybody has. I know Matt Washburn, I believe, is on the line somewhere in Iowa. And so if you have any questions, for Matt, I know he'd be happy to try and answer them.
It's Michael, not Matt.
Excuse me.
I knew who you meant.
Hearing no questions, I would.
So Michael, how come it costs so darn much for a well?
Well, that's the market right now.
We've never spent over $2 million for a well, I can tell you that.
Well, the well,
It's
Go
a
ahead.
lot more than just, well, it's two mains, a water main and a sewer main also. And the length we have to go.
questions,
Motion
Rick?
adopting resolution 20-8 on plan specification, form of contract, estimate of cost for well 14 and sanitary sewer expansion project by Good Child. Nelson. Okay.
Motion made and second to adopt the resolution 20-8.
Just one point of clarification. The motion does not include the raw water line. I think it should.
It is in there, isn't it?
We're doing three things. The well, the raw wall, the water line, and the sewer line. I think you're right, Kenny. It's listed there, and you're right. The reading of the motion was as it was read, but I think it needs to be amended to also reflect the raw water line and sanitary.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, there's been a motion and second to adopt the resolution number 20-8 on plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate cost for the well number 14 and sanitary sewer extension project and water line. Could we have a roll call on that?
Donlin?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yep.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next item on the agenda today is the open discussion. And we will handle our open discussion just like we always do. Anybody that wants to call in can certainly do so under the circumstances here. As we always intend to do is we ask you to state your name and address. If anybody has any concerns or questions about anything today, our council members are always willing to listen, but they cannot make any final determinations on it. I would ask, please, if you would, your concerns or questions, maybe keep it to 4 minutes if you could, because we have no idea how many is going to be calling in. So at this time, I've got it open for open discussion, if anybody wants to call in and visit about anything. I don't hear the phone ringing, I'm not going to wait 4 minutes, so. I'll ask one more time if anybody has any questions on open discussion at this meeting. Hearing none, we will move on to our Thumbs Up Award. Mike Donlin, do you have anything on Thumbs Up?
Yes, I actually, Dick, I have 2 thumbs up I wanted to throw out there, not just because Justin and Daryl are on the line and on the agenda later, but kudos to the people that manage floydvalley.org, that website, and the information it has on coronavirus and COVID-19. I looked through that this morning, and I recommend it to everyone to check it out. It's not just spitting back the things that we hear elsewhere, but some good local information. My other thumb is headed in the direction of superstar family physician Paul Parmalee, who has done a couple of Facebook videos with relevant local information for people to consider on Floyd Valley's Facebook page. Paul did a super job and keeps it light and interesting, and I recommend that to everyone as well. That's all I have.
Thank you very kindly, Mike. Congratulations on what we're going to be doing in this award, too. I think that was a very, very good move. Okay, Clark Goodchild?
Yeah, I got a thumbs up. My next door neighbor, Jason Mulally. Over Easter weekend, he and I'm not exactly sure who helped him, but you know, he spent quite a bit of time, energy, and effort trucking the Easter bunny around local
Mike Clark. I watched that, and I don't know whether Ken Nelson remembers this or not, but they had me running around town in an Easter Bunny about 5 or 6 years ago. And this guy did a lot better job than I did. Okay, moving on to Rex Knapp.
I'm gonna pass today, Dick.
Okay. Ken Nelson.
I'll pass also.
Okay. Don't think I missed anybody, did I?
Steve Wick.
So Steve Wick, yeah, you're still there, with Steve?
I'm still waiting for you. I'm trying to get the idea of you in a bunny suit out of my head right now. But,
It might take a while.
it will. But thumbs up for our community, our patrons in this town, and the patients, and on the understanding that they have put forth in the last 40 days or so, and just thumbs up to everybody to keep doing things that we need to do to get us back on track and get us back to close to normal anyway. So thumbs up to our community.
Thank you, Steve. I endorse that 100%. That's real true, because it's really working. Okay, moving on to the consent items. All items listed under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on those items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. Today we have 4 of them. The first one is the approval of the April 7th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Number 2 is a list of the bills for the period ending 4/17/20. And number 3 is a monthly financial statement for March 2020. And number 4 is an interfund transfer resolution. Does any council members have any comments of what they want to pull on any of these? If not, I would entertain.
Nelson makes a motion to approve 1 through 4 with resolution 2019.
Just a minute here,
And then there
Ken.
was silence.
That resolution should be 20-9.
2019, what did it say?
19.
No, I'm correcting
I'll
up.
second it, Rex will second it.
Just a minute, bear with us here. Bear with the mayor here just a minute.
We always do, Dick.
Thank you, I
Should have some
appreciate it.
music during this time.
Get to the point where I
Put
need
his
a lot.
bodysuit on and hop right through it.
Be easier to pick on him if he was sitting right next to me.
Exactly. We could be poking, jabbing him a little bit, or at least rustling his papers.
Okay, could I get a roll call on the consent items?
Fairchild,
Good job, guys.
Donlin,
That one, yes.
Wick,
Wick, yes.
Nelson,
Nelson, yes.
Knapp,
Now, yeah.
Motion passed. Okay, moving on to the action items. And that first one is the Floyd Valley Healthcare SBA grant and loan. The Floyd Valley Healthcare submitted an application to the Small Business Administration SBA Paycheck Protection Program under the CARES Act. The program provides the forgivable grants and loans that help businesses keep their workforce employed during the coronavirus crisis. In addition, the money can be used for rent, mortgage, interest, and utilities. The grant and loan will not constitute a general obligation of the city or any payments required by the grant loan agreement will be made by Floyd Valley Healthcare. The recommendation from the administration is that the council approves this. Any questions? And I know Dustin, I believe, is on, so if anybody has any questions.
Got a question for Darrell.
Yep, Mayor, Dustin and Daryl are on.
Okay,
Okay, Darrell, this is Rex. On your, is it a USDA loan you got when you did the expansion, or was it an SDA loan?
It was a USDA loan.
Is that eligible for this 6 month forgiveness like SDA loans or not?
I am not aware that it is, but I will have to admit that I have not done a lot of research on that. I did at least contact the USDA and let them know we were looking at this SBA Paycheck Protection Program, and they were okay with that, but I did not inquire to them about any kind of deferment on that.
Well, the SBA is allowing 6 months of deferment, but even better, they're making the payments for 6 months for anybody that's got an SBA loan. So they'd actually make the payments. It wouldn't actually mean that you even owe the money. So, but the only way you get the actual payment forgiveness is you have to call SBA, in your case, call a USDA and get them to mark it in their books or whatever. And I don't know if that works for USDA or not. And, USDA is obviously just like every other business, hit and miss about when you're going to find somebody. So just do me a favor and ask the question so we don't lose something there.
I sure will. Thank you.
I'm 100% in favor of this PPP program. Done a number of them. It works. The hospital needs it. If you drive by, there's nobody there. The parking lot's empty. We got to get this thing going back the other direction and start being able to utilize some of our doctors and some of our talents in this country. That's
Okay.
my soapbox.
any other questions for Daryl or Dustin? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
This is Donald. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 20-10, taking action to enter into a forgivable loan grant under SBA's Paycheck Protection Program for Floyd Valley Healthcare in an amount not to exceed $3.74 million.
Is there a second?
Second to the vote now.
You get to vote on that?
Second now.
Okay. Motion made and second
I
to
yell
adopt.
louder than Kenny.
What do you say?
He yelled louder than Kenny.
I yelled louder than Kenny did.
Okay. Motion to adopt resolution number 20-10, taking action to enter into a forgivable loan grant under Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program for Floyd Valley Healthcare in the amount not to exceed $3,740,000. Do we have a roll call on that, Ben?
Goodchild,
Good job, Jeff.
Wick,
Wick, yes.
Nelson,
Nelson, yes.
Donlin,
Williams, yes.
Knapp.
Knapp says yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Jason.
Go ahead,
I have a
Jason.
question for Daryl and Dustin. What is the next step you need from the city then?
Yeah, we'll prepare this loan is we're working with American Bank here in town, and they're preparing the loan documents that'll need to be signed, I assume by the mayor. We'll probably sign those in the next day or two if he's available, and then that should be it.
How many
Okay,
pages?
thank you.
Not available, bring them over to the mayor pro tem and I'll sign them.
Okay.
I plan on being around. Last time I signed one for you, I signed my name 66 times. Slowing down any?
Well, I don't want you to get more around here.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. Okay, good job done, fellas. It's going to a good program and a good cause, so great another thing for the city.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you to the city for the ongoing support.
You bet. Okay, moving on to action item number 2, which is a police station berm project. Council is set as the date to consider the bids received for the police station berm project. Bids were received and opened Friday, April 10th, 2020 at 10 a.m. The bids received were as follows. Vanderwent and Sons for $163,582.54. Lieber Construction for $174,000, $418.18. And Kellen Excavating LLC for $178,508. The proposed schedule is as follows. The start date is June 15th, 2020. The completion date is August 14th, 2020. And the administration recommends awarding the project to the low bidder, which was Vanderwent and Sons. You might want to chime in on this, Jason, but I think he's the one that, aren't they the contractor did the work for us out at the airport, am I right?
Yeah, there was a subcontractor that did the dirt work for the city, which was the longer portion of the runway extension.
And I think they done it, we were very, very satisfied the way they did it, so, I don't know what it was. The financial impact on the construction estimate was $199,838, and this came in at $163,582.54. So I would entertain a motion